Med is renovating his newly bought home. Suddenly he discovers that there is something hidden under the layers of wallpaper. He tears off the paper with curiosity. In front of him, there is a secret door. In this moment, the room becomes so strange. After that, they invite Rondo, a master wizard, to investigate. Once he looks over the entire house, he only tells them that he cannot do anything, and then he leaves. The movie that I am going to review today is The Room. This room is not for meetings, it's used to fulfill any wishes. However, you will pay for your wishes. This is a young couple. Before moving to this house, Med used to be an artist who was very interested in art. After earning an amount of money, he decided to move and live in a suburban area. Coincidentally, there was a villa on sale. After seeing it, he and his wife agreed to buy it. He gets rid of the old stuffs inside and starts renovating his new house. When he is walking on the corridor, he sees a crack on the wall. He then tears off the wallpapers on it. In front of him, there is a secret door. He searches for the information of the door on the internet. Someone tells him that there was a murder occurred on the property 45 years before. The victims were the host couple. They were killed by a man whose identity was not revealed. This man was taken to the psychiatric hospital. He bought the house via a real estate broker, but unfortunately the broker was dead too. After learning that all the people involved in this house had bad endings, he is discouraged and angry. He decides to get himself drunk. When Med is drinking, a sound suddenly comes up from somewhere. You will get what you want. I want another bottle of wine, maybe more wine is even better. Right after that, the bulb flashes. A wine bottle actually appears on the floor, making him terrified. He jumps up in fear. The next morning, Kat wakes up finding that the bulb is continually flashing. She runs to the office. In front of her is now a room full of masterpieces. She does not believe the things happening now. Med is holding a drawing of Van Gogh, and he looks really weird. Med constantly asks her what she wants. He tells her that she could say anything. Kat does not care about that. She accidentally tells him that she wants lots of money. Immediately, her husband is holding a pile of money on his hand. After discovering that strange thing, they have wished for many things. They want more money, they want to own famous paintings. And anything they are wishing for, they will have it. After a long time immersing themselves in joy, Med wants to have a baby. But it's such a difficult thing for Kat. She feels extremely scared because of her 2 previous miscarriages. She wants to be alone for a while. She needs to think seriously about what Med wants. Suddenly, she remembers the wish room, and then she approaches it. She hesitates to say her wish out loud. Finally, she wishes to have a baby. After a while, Med comes back home. He is very angry when he sees a baby lying next to his wife. Who is this baby? Where does he come from? Many questions are appearing inside his head. He wants to get rid of that child right away. But Kat does not let him do that. Facing Kat, his heart is finally softened. They make a decision to keep the baby. Kat gives him the name Same. But Med cannot stop thinking about it. There was a murder happening in his house. He never knows what will happen after this. He tries his best to find out the murderer's identity. The murderer is the one who killed the host couple that year. After getting the information about the killer, he comes to the hospital as a reporter. He wants to talk to the killer and asks him dozens of questions about the secret room. Dealing with him, the old killer is ready to answer them all. It feels like he has known that he will come for him. He laughs at Med insanely because Met meets him so late. Med hastily arrives home. When he is paying at fuel station, something weird happens. All the money in his pocket is now turned to dust. He panics, trying to come back home as quickly as possible. On arriving, he takes the money and throws them out of the window. He sees all of it vanishing in front of him. Med cannot believe it. He takes his favorite painting and puts it between the door, halfway inside and halfway outside. The half outside the door actually disappears, making him realize that anything created inside the room will be gone when they are taken out of the house. He suddenly thinks about the baby that Kat wished for. He does not know whether the baby disappears when he is brought out of the house or not. Med tries to find the answer. He endeavors to destroy the wish room. He smashes the wall and figures out that there are wires behind it. During the time he attempts to look for the truth, Kat brings her baby for a sunbath. The child in her arms unexpectedly cries and transforms in a very strange way. Kat calls her husband in fear. Med rapidly comes to bring the baby into the house. The baby's shoe falls out and it vanishes right away. From an infant lying in the cradle. Same is a 10-year-old boy in this moment. They realize that whenever they bring anything created by the room outside, they will decompose until turning to dust. What about the child? They argue about if they should keep the child or not. One more time, Med is convinced by Kat. After a big fight between them, Kat decides to raise the baby up like a real human. She begins teaching the boy She instructs Same to draw and teaches him about knowledge of art. However, Same is always angry. He always wants to hang out instead of being locked inside all day. Whereas, Med buys a gun and starts training. He is preparing for the worst situation that maybe occur someday. A gun will help him to control the circumstance. Only after a short time moving to this new house, they are all exhausted. While they are asleep, Same curiously approaches the secret room. Med has found some new toys for her son. Suddenly, the lights for decoration flash. Until the next morning. He leads Ket to the wish room. There is a whole new world appearing in front of their eyes. Med immediately pulls Same out of the room. After that, he locks the door of the room to prevent everyone from coming inside. When the couple is in an argument, the boy gets a phone call. Med sees it and he tries to snatch the phone. This phone call is from the old murderer, who is living in a psychiatric hospital. He wants to give Med the instruction to take the boy outside. That will let Same live like a human being. He could be a part of the world. There is only one way that Ket has to die for the life of the boy. Because the murderer is actually the product of a wish in that room. Of course, Ket understands that. After hearing the conversation between the two men, Ket is under pressure. She even wants to kill herself so that her son could live. She does not accept the thing happening inside her own house. Meanwhile, the boy is suspicious of his father. He does not believe that Med is his father. Eventually, Med tells Same the truth. He is just a product. He is not a real human being. His existence makes Med so tired. The poor Same is so scared that he hides in his room. Until midnight, Ket comes home in a bad mood. The couple silently sit and think about their future. The two people do not notice that Same has escaped outside. He desires to control his body and control himself. In the early morning, Med and Ket learn that their son has gone. They rush to look for Same, who was created by their wish. The boy has sneaked outside. As soon as he comes back, he has become a 20-year-old man. Same jumps of the swing and holds Med's pistol as if it were his toy. That's too dangerous. Med rushes to steal the gun from Same's hands. Their fight leaves Ket unconscious. When she wakes up, Med is next to her. He comforts her that everything is settled down. Unexpectedly, another Med wakes up on the floor. He looks for his wife in fear, but he cannot find Ket anywhere. He decides to break the wall and comes in the room. After trying to get through the wall full of wires, he finally arrives the other side of the wall. Behind the wall, there is a world created by Same. He used to be in this world with his wife. Med runs to find his wife. Meanwhile, Ket feels a little strange. She finds that Med is acting in an unusual way. She feels something wrong and then pushes that man away. She does not expect that the guy, who looks like Med, is calling her mommy. She is terrified to run out of the house quickly. Truly, after knocking down Med, Same has come to the room. He wished he had the same appearance as Med's to fool Ket. He wants her to live with him forever. The love he is having for Ket is a sick love. It is raised within an abnormal environment. He chases after her and then rapes her in Med's appearance. Outside, Med finds the house but the doors are locked. He uses an axe to break the window and gets inside. He goes to the stairs where Ket and Sam are standing. Med tries to convince his wife, while Same is attempting to make excuses for his sick feelings. Ket eventually understands everything. She pushes Sam down the stairs. The fall makes Same unconscious. The couple take that chance to find a way to get out of the house. One more time, the light flashes. Med makes a wish to create two duplicates of themselves to deceive Sam. After that, they quickly run out of the room entrance. When Same wakes up, he sees the duplicates of Ket and Med standing by the door. He rushes to defeat Med and comes closer to hug Ket. Unexpectedly, there are other Ket and Med outside the door. In this moment, Same knows he is fooled. In this scene, the couple are trying to come back to the real world. Same is chasing after them. Ket acknowledges that it is the only chance to stop the danger that Same created for them. At that time, Same rushes into Med, and they are accidentally in the real world. He immediately locks the door to prevent Same from coming in. Same begins to suffer right away. His body gradually keeps aging. Ket is watching her son through the door. Same is now a 90-year-old man. After that, Same's body turns into dust. The story seems to end in this scene. But in the end of the movie, there is another scene. That makes us know that we are wrong about the end. Now, Ket and Med has moved out of that house. They rent a small flat to live. Med comes home from the cafe. He constantly knocks the door, but Ket does not open it. On Ket's hand is a pregnancy test stick. She is pregnant, and she is too terrified to find out. She does not know whether this baby is the child of Med or the child of Same, who raped her in Med's appearance, and whether that baby is a human being or something like Same. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you next time.